So let's jump into it. We're gonna see how a billionaire couple stole California's water supply. This was alluded to in one of the videos we watched about the wildfires. How the California's like water reservoirs are under private control and not public control, and that was part of the problem. So, oh, okay, Jess, I actually have one or two good cleansers after this one, but let's take a look-see.
While 40 million Californians suffer through unprecedented drought, one billionaire couple owns a massive share of the state's water system, seized in a series of secretive meetings 2 decades ago. That system was largely paid for by the very taxpayers whose water these billionaires hold hostage. Urban water systems are desperate for water, but in 2023, they'll receive just 5% of what they requested from the state. The Resnicks are the biggest farmers in California. As of 2007, they owned 4 San Francisco's worth of farmland, and nearly half of Americans buy at least one of their products. Their pistachios, their pomegranate juice, their mandarins, their one of their products. Their pistachios, their pomegranate juice.
These people are the POM people. I've never had this, but I'm very familiar with pomegranate juice. This is them? Oh, fuck.
Their mandarins, their flowers. It's all under one massive umbrella, the Wonderful Company, a privately owned company worth at least
Wait! They own Fiji water? These people own Fiji water. Shelby shirts. Granted, I have not bought Fiji water in quite some time. I may never buy Fiji water again after this, if this is going to be this bad.
$5 billion. The majority owners, the Resnicks, are worth at least $8 billion. How were they able to take over such a large percentage of what should be a shared public resource? This is The Classroom from More Perfect Union, and today we're looking at how the Resnicks got rich. Linda is a former child actress, the daughter of Jack Harris, a successful movie distributor of the 1950s, most well known for The Blob.
Starring Steve McQueen and a cast of exciting young people.
At 19, she founded her own advertising agency. Stewart was born to a middle-class New Jersey family and started his first business, a janitorial service, in grad school. He eventually acquired American Protection Services, a burglar alarm and security company. Linda approached him about marketing services for the company, and they hit it off, not knowing that one day they'd work together to take over California's water. The Lovebirds became business partners. They bought Teleflora, the flower delivery company, and the Franklin Mint, purveyors of inane little tchotchkes.
I vaguely remember the Franklin Mint. God, I vaguely remember commercials about Franklin Mint. Like, they're not even like tchotchkes. I wouldn't even classify as tchotchkes. Wasn't like Franklin Mint, didn't they do like those, like, they did a lot of commemorative coins, didn't they? Like, they would do it, like, did they have, like, advertisements where, like, it's made out of, like, 0.99 sterling silver or something like that? Yeah, I vaguely remember this company, seeing something about this company.
Tchotchkes. Linda was the marketing person, and Stewart was in charge of business. As Linda told the LA Times in 1993, "I've always said that Stewart and I together make one perfect person, like little salt and pepper shakers." In the late 80s, they found their primary industry.
Oh God, really, Xanax?
They got into the pistachio business. Linda said, "We've done more for the pistachio than anyone ever since it was planted in the Garden of Eden. My husband should be canonized for all the work he's done."
Oh, for
They
God's
started
sake.
branching into other products. Almonds, pomegranates, citrus, wine, and acquiring more and more land to cover it, including some very important land in Kern County, which granted them water rights in the area. As the Resnicks were building their empire, the state of California was building new water infrastructure with taxpayer money. California's natural water supply is very inconsistent. Vastly differing amounts of rainfall means the state can go from surplus to drought and back very easily. So they build water banks to store water during surpluses to have during droughts. One important storage facility is the Curran Water Bank, started in 1988. The facility was built with hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars, which could have been a good thing. The people of California would have owned the water. But there were two Californians thirstier than the rest, and they wanted more water. Linda and Stuart Resnick. And they had a lot of political power. We'll get to that. In 1994,
Whoa, they fucking well. Do they have political power? And I'm sure I'm gonna get the answer that's gonna make me rage, so yes, chat, I'm sure I can already guess how this is. But it still begs the question, how the hell? I know it did, Zeb. I just have to preface it. These are business people. There should be no political power involved here. I'm just going to preface this by saying that. I'm very aware that they've bought God knows how many politicians. I'm already very aware of that. This is not a surprise. Doesn't make me any less upset.
Water officials, water infrastructure contractors, and agricultural landowners with water rights arranged a secretive meeting at a resort in Monterey Bay, California. These groups, a mix of private companies and public agencies, rewrote California's water rules without any input from voters, taxpayers, or legislators.
Wait. I need to hear that from the beginning again. Hang on.
In 1994, state water officials, water infrastructure contractors, and agricultural landowners with water rights arranged a secretive meeting at a resort in Monterey Bay, California. These groups, a mix of private companies and public agencies, rewrote California's water rules without any input from voters, taxpayers, or legislators. Are you
fucking kidding me?
The new rules, called the Monterey Plus Agreement or the Monterey Amendments, were devastating for working Californians, and great.
Okay, I have a question though. If this is public water, how the hell was this able to get by without legislation? Oh my. Yeah, I'm guessing that these agencies these agencies had autonomy over these agencies that were part of this secret meeting had autonomy that they required zero input from legislation, and that's probably why. Oh my god.
Great for agriculture billionaires. The original code included urban preference, a long-standing rule that in times of drought, the state water board would give urban areas, where people live, access to water supplies before agricultural interests. Monterey axed that. That means that in times of drought, the water systems for normal Californians would have to buy water from private companies, because they weren't getting it from the state. The new agreement also loosened regulations on paper water. That's water that doesn't necessarily exist anywhere but on paper. The full quantities of water that providers could have, but don't actually need to have. Today, 5 times as much water has been promised and sold as actually exists. And
what? What? This state is selling 5 times the fictional water that they don't actually have to people. Yeah, this is fucking crypto. This is a crypto scam before crypto ever came out. This is literally a fucking crypto scam. What the By deregulating the mechanisms of accountability, the contracts to effectively sell water doesn't exist, creating sense of paper water that will exist on paper. Today's state is allocated 5.3 times more paper water than is available. So people have basically, in California, have bought water that doesn't exist. They've thrown money at the state, which I'm sure the state happily fucking pocketed, for water they don't actually have to give. Oh my god. What the actual fuck is going on right now?
Importantly, the meeting changed ownership of the Kern Water Bank. What once belonged to the state was transferred to a few private water contractors, one of which was Westside Mutual, a wholly owned subsidiary of Wonderful Foods. The wonderful employee who runs Westside, Bill Phillimore, is the chairman of the public organization that manages the Kern Water Bank. Boom. One secret meeting, and the Resnicks owned nearly 60% of an important California water resource, built with hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer money. The new ownership, combined with the rules on paper and surplus water, meant that during times of drought, the Resnicks could sell Kern water back to the state water systems. They took Californian taxpayers' water and sold it back to them, both literally as the water supply and also to grow expensive food like gourmet pistachios and pomegranate juice. They converted the people's water into products many—
It doesn't sound kinda like theft. It fucking is theft. Like, the fact that this corruption is known and still stands is fucking insane. Like, did this, like, how is this, something like this, not gone insanely public in California? This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Why is this not gone public? And there's a very simple, and I can tell you why, is because the journalists in California don't give a fuck about shit like this. They only care about, which is ironic because if they publish shit like this is sensationalized to fucking hell. They would sell papers and ad space like fucking crazy by telling California about this. Seismic, yeah, that's entirely possible. It is. Yeah, Canito. I mean, like, which I do know that actual journalism has died decades ago. Oh my god. Okay, I need to stop. I'm gonna go down a fucking rabbit hole of why are people not screaming about this? Because I will rant on this for the next 3 fucking hours about how everything is just fucked.
Can't afford. And that's just one water bank. The Resnicks also have control of other water boards and have been sued for directing more water towards their properties. So how do they get away with this Chinatown-level chicanery?
Gonna be a lot of irate citizens when they find out that they're paying for water that they're not gonna get.
With philanthropy. The Resnicks donate millions of dollars to politicians and research institutions, which help them—
Okay. Part 1 of that is not philanthropy. Do not try and tell me, and I know he's not advocating it. Donating to politicians is not philanthropy. Yes, Tornado, it's fucking lobbying. This is not the same fucking thing. Yeah, it's lobbying, or as it's commonly known as, fucking bribing. Yes, you are right. And as far as the research institutes go, I question whether or not they're legit too. I would question the quote-unquote research institutes that they're donating to. I question whether or not they're legit too.
Them secure control over water systems, and even get more water and more taxpayer funding. One important project is the proposed California Delta Tunnel, a taxpayer-funded project which would send water from Northern California to Central, where the Resnicks farms are. They've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on state and federal legislation and politicians who support the tunnel project. But their favorite politician is Senator Dianne Feinstein.
You come in here and you say it has to be my way or the highway.
Chair of the Energy and Water Subcommittee. She's a close personal friend of the Resnicks, attending their holiday parties in Aspen and maintaining their financial interests. A quick look through the bills she sponsored shows several which would direct money to Kern-adjacent water projects. The Resnicks even ask her for things directly. When a pesky study about endangering salmon and shad fisheries threatened the Delta Tunnel, Stewart wrote a letter to Feinstein demanding a new study. She immediately forwarded it to the Obama administration, who agreed to spend $750,000 on a new study. It returned the same results as the first one. Can't buy science.
Whoops.
But the Resnicks have tried. They are among the top donors to the University of California system, with their donations focusing on agricultural and ecological studies. The Resnicks have basically bought entire departments who put out studies on how water systems should be managed.
So they're buying the very departments that are saying, this is how things should be managed. Guess which direction they're going to skew this management in their favor. Yeah, these people are literally just buying the state. That's what it is. They are buying the fucking state of California. Oh well, and how much does a state in the United States go for these days, huh? How many millions how many millions is it to buy a state these days? Somebody asked the Resnicks. I'm kind of curious. How much does it cost to buy a state these days? Like, people in California need to be asking this fucking question.
And where funding should go. That leads to even more federal and state taxpayer dollars being used to fix up what the Resnicks profit off of. This is all bad for California, even in a capitalistic sense. Agriculture uses 80% of California's water, but only represents 2% of its GDP. The Resnicks' water monopoly is just one way their quest for wealth hurts the rest of us. They allegedly lobby for increased tensions with Iran to keep embargoes on superior Iran.
Wait, what? Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. They're advocating for hostilities, not like militaristic hostilities, but trade hostilities with fucking Iran.
To keep embargoes on superior Iranian pistachios. Their giant crops lead to monocultures which kill important pollinators. They siphon taxpayer dollars into the company town.
I want to hear that again. Hang on.
With Iran to keep embargoes on superior Iranian pistachios. Their giant crops lead to monocultures which kill important pollinators.
So they're harming the environment. These fuckholes are actually hurting the environment. If you chat, Basic Ecology 101. If you get rid of the pollinating insects, we all fucking die. That is Ecology 101. If you do not have pollination insect species, we are all fucking dead. Pollinating insects are what make food possible. That is how we eat, is because of pollinating insects. When you kill off the pollinating insects, we can't fucking grow food. And it's not just bees. This is not only bees. There are other bees are the most common ones. But there are other pollinating insects like butterflies. I believe moths may be a pollinating insect. Wasps are pollinating insects. We lose these, we fucking die. It is literally as simple as that. So these fucking pieces of shit are contributing to the downfall of humanity. Yeah, sure, Andrea. Like, I don't put anything past the federal government for anything at this point. Yeah, hummingbirds do also rebirth. I mean, hummingbirds, I believe, are also pollinators.
They siphon taxpayer dollars into the company town charter schools they own, set up to train children to work for their farms. And of course, like any company of this size,
Slave labor.
they exploit their workers. We need to treat water for what it is: a necessary public resource, a human right, and something that shouldn't be owned by anyone, and work towards legislative change that stops people like the Resnicks from stealing it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be covering the stories of other billionaires and multimillionaires to examine the policy failures that made them rich, as well as the worker-empowering stories and explainers you're used to.
No, Zeb, I know it's not exclusive to California. I know. This is all over the place. This is basically one big example. This video showed one big example when it comes to the destruction of the ecosystem and pollination. There has been talk about how the bees are disappearing. That has been kind of in the news for several years. And again, I will reiterate, if the bees go away, so do we. Hey. Fuck. Okay. Dude. What angers me so much about this is... Thank you, Broken Spine. What angers me so much about this is we can see the problems. We are aware of the problems, and we can't do anything about it. That's what's so angry, is we, as the individuals, can't do anything. Yeah, there's nothing we can do to stop it. That's what's so angry. That's one reason why I don't like talking about politics. And no, this isn't strictly a politics issue that we just watched, but this is why I don't like talking about politics on stream. Because with politics, we can see the issues. We know what's wrong. We can see the problem. It's clear as fucking day, and there's absolutely nothing we can do. That's why I hate discussing politics. Is because we can see the problems. As the average, reasonably intelligent individual, we can see exactly what's going on. We can see the bullshit, we can see the problems, we can see how it's very simple to fix it. We have zero power to do anything. And that bullshit of your vote is power is fucking bullshit. Don't try and tell me that your vote is power, because that is absolute bullshit. It has been bullshit for generations. The power of the vote means absolutely fucking nothing. And there's no way for us, the average person, to fix it. That's what is so angry. Yeah, well, Zeb, I realize that. But this line of thought is because of seeing it in practice. Okay? Simple as that. It's not like this just came out of nowhere. It's seeing it in practice. And showing the results that you as an individual means nothing. Yeah, like locally speaking, yes. Locally speaking, votes make a difference. Nationally, means nothing. Yeah, Zeb, I know, and that's why I haven't said anything. Because I don't want to be seen as someone advocating for things like that, because I don't advocate for things like that. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. I am gonna stop. Because I will go fucking nuts.